Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Amber, the host of the ABCs of Preschool. Welcome to this week's episode of the Four Senses Rule, a classroom guide to the warm fuzzies. You may be like, what is she talking about? The Four Senses Rule. I finally figured out a way to put it into words, a philosophy of mine for the past 24 years running my preschools. And we'll talk about the four senses. But before we dive into that, this episode is really for educators. If you're a teacher, if you're a director, if you're an owner, anyone working, if you're a home daycare provider, anyone working in the field of early childhood education, this episode is definitely for you. My philosophy or the way I run my schools have always been pretty much the same for the past almost 24 years. In the sense of when I want my families, my current clients, when I want new clients to walk through the door, I want them to feel the warm fuzzies. I want them to feel like they are entering an extension of my home on many different levels. And so that's how I finally came up with, as I was writing my book, as I was creating the Loving Start Way Academy, the training for directors and teachers, as I've been diving into my philosophies, I realized, okay, wait, we're talking about like the four senses. So that's where the four senses rule was born. It was born a long time ago in 2001 when I opened my schools, but I never really had a title for it until now. So, this episode, as we dive into the four senses, I want you to know if you go to the lovingstartway.com, there are free downloads, and the four senses is one of them. I created like a guidebook that talks about the four senses and dives into it a little bit deeper. But basically, if you are maybe you are a home preschool provider, you're a home daycare provider, maybe you're an owner, you're a director or a teacher, and maybe you have a classroom, maybe you're in charge of an entire school. Whatever you are in charge of, if it's a classroom or the entire school, you want everybody that's walking through your doors to feel welcomed, to get those warm fuzzies. Even if it's a long-term client, when they walk through the doors, you want your clients to feel like their kids are safe, their kids are loved, their kids are nurtured. There's joy, there's happiness, there's love, there's laughter in your program. So let's break it down. It is basically the four senses. We've got five senses here, but I don't know if five really qualifies. So we're going to go with four. And so, what do I mean about the four senses? So, let's start with sight. One of our senses is sight. As soon as someone walks through your doors, they open up those doors. What are they going to see? What are they going to see? Like, take an honest step back here, an honest look at maybe your home daycare, maybe your preschool program, or maybe you're a teacher in your classroom. Take a step back. When someone walks through your doors, what do they see? Do they see a giant mess? Like toys everywhere, cluttered? Do they see like shelves stacked with like a ton of papers? I know how teacher life is. I know how preschool life is. It's always an organized chaos. I totally get that. But I encourage you today, if you're listening, just to take a real hard, honest look, because my goal for you and my passion for you is to be the best version of you in the early childhood field, the best teacher possible, the best director possible, the best owner possible, the best home daycare provider out there. Because let's face it, we're competing with so many different people, right? Like there's so many different preschools, there's so many childcare centers, there's so many in-home providers. Like there's so many of us competing for people's attention. And so I believe it's so important to elevate yourself. Don't be mediocre. Don't be like the person over there or the person this way to your left or to your right. You want to elevate yourself and you want to be the best of the best. And I truly believe being the best of the best means when people walk through your doors, you want them to feel immediately like they've chosen the right and best spot, that they get the chills, they get the warm fuzzies, like they instantly feel like this is an extension of the home that they want to leave their children with Monday through Friday. And let's face it, we are an extension of our children's, our students' home. And so if they walk in and see a giant mess, unorganized, with stuff everywhere, if they see kids just going crazy, like running and going crazy, like their sights, like their bells are going to be going off, alarm bells. So, what does your classroom look like? Is it super bright colors and like overstimulating, like screaming preschool? And what I mean about that is, well, when I first started, I was screaming preschool. Like in 2001, I literally like painted my walls like bright blue and red and yellow, like bright, bright colors. And one of the schools I took over a school last year, and actually it does need a paint job. I'll be honest. It is not the colors I would choose, but getting a school off, the ground takes a minute, but it needs a paint job. But what I mean about, if you walk, are you walking into your class? Are you walking into your home daycare? Are you walking into your center? And is it screaming preschool, like the bright, bright, bright primary colors? Is there just stuff like everywhere? That could be super overstimulating for students and for families. Or our clients walking in, our new tours walking in, and does it look clean and organized? Does it have really pretty, like, does it look pretty? Does it look cute? I think we should go the extra mile. We should make our classrooms look really cute, really beautiful, and bring in nature, bring in elements from outside. I'm a huge believer in plants, 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 like bring plants in, bring tree branches in, maybe hanging from the ceiling for art. Like it, less is best. When it's crammed of stuff, it's just overwhelming. So that's the first sense, like sight. How does it look? What does your space look like? What do people see immediately when they walk into your doors? The second one is huge. You can ask any of my team members who have worked with me. I am huge on this. Probably this is one of my biggest, is smell. How does your classroom, how does your center, how does your home daycare smell? When your current families or you have tours coming in, what do they smell? Here's a tip for you. Here's a Miss Amber tip for you. If you haven't gone to visit local schools and centers in your area recently, go do it. You're going to see a lot and you're going to smell a lot. And we don't want to smell like urine and diapers. Now, there's lots of accidents and there's lots of changing of diapers in a preschool setting. We cannot get away from that. That is what preschool life is, right? It is constantly that. So there are going to be times where you have a tour that's running into your classroom or walking into your classroom and you are in the middle of changing a diaper. I get it. I totally get it. We can't help that all the time. But does your school always smell like that? Is what I want to ask you. Like, how does your school smell when strangers walk in, when your current clients walk in? I am a huge advocate of everything must smell good at all times. Like, I'm a huge advocate, even in my own home. I mean, so there's controversy in this. I get it. So there's going to be, I like the wax melts and I like essential oils and I like the essential oils going on. And I love Shield. That's one of my favorite scents for the essential oil. So some people I know can't do wax melts or they don't think it's healthy. I get it. But it's just the point of we have wax melts all over our schools and our classrooms, and we have essential oils. And what I love about the wax melts is during different seasons, we change it up. So in September, our monthly curriculum always changes. We are a theme-based school. We have a theme every month. We have letters in focus and numbers in focus. I'm going to put a plug in right here. We plan amazing, amazing curriculum. If you are an educator, if you're a teacher, if you're an owner and you're like tired of spending hours prepping, go check out our community. We've done it all for you. Like everything's done. Like circle time music. It's really, really, really amazing. But back to this about smell. So our classrooms in the season. So in September, our theme is like all about apples. So our classes smell like apples. And when people come into our office, it smells like apples. It's just homey. It smells like apple pie. During Christmas, it smells like Christmas. During February love right now, I think it smells like flowers. So we change it with the seasons. And let me tell you how many compliments we get. We get so many people coming into our space and our schools and our classrooms saying it smells so good. And when I go and visit my schools, that's like the first thing I notice when I walk in the doors. I either notice like, oh, I don't know if I like how it smells right now, or I notice, oh, it smells so good. It smells so homey. Our classrooms, our schools are an extension of us. Like they truly are. You may be serving your community and your families in your home. So it's absolutely like an extension of you because it's in your home. But what are they smelling? And smell is powerful. I mean, smell is like, think about it. It's really, really powerful, right? If we're going to smell really bad things, it's a total turn off. So I highly recommend you make your classrooms, you make your schools smell really good. I think it's just an amazing. So we have sight and we have smell. And what about sound? And what do I mean about sound? I think preschools, classrooms, working with little ones in the early childhood feel should be joyful. It should be fun. It should be exciting. Like little ones, like everything's so excited for little ones. That's why I love this job so much. I mean, what a gift it is for us to be working with little ones, the next generation of humans. But it should be fun. It should be laughter and joy. And so, music. I'm a huge fan of music. And at my schools, we even put music outside. So I personally like when my family start coming to school, like they hear music playing. Like it's like Disneyland. It makes you just start your day off right. Like they walk into school hearing music, and in the classrooms, there's music. And music can turn a sour mood into a happy mood. I mean, truly, music gives you all the feels. So, like, even in the office, there should be music. Yeah, we have speakers outside the building and there's music playing as even like for the drop off or in play on the yard when the kids are playing. We've got music going around. There's dance parties outside. There's dance parties inside. If they're working on art, we have music. So when families are touring, they also hear the music. It just creates an element of joy. And we want to be providers of joy. We want to bring joy to our own life. Like it's music is awesome. I don't know about you, but I literally turn on music like right when I wake up. So if I'm, whatever I'm doing during the day, if I'm working on my computer, I've got music playing. If I'm getting ready in the morning, I've got music playing. If I'm on a walk, I have music playing. Like I think music is powerful. So sound. So we've got sight, smell, and sound. Touch is the last one. And what do you mean about touch? Like, is your center dirty? Is it dusty? Is it just grimy? Kids are messy. Kids bring in mud. Kids bring in dirt. Like it's messy. That's the nature of our business. But like touch, like if clients came in, if they put their hand on something, what are they going to feel? Is it going to be clean or is it going to be grimy? Is it going to be dirty? So that's what I mean about touch. And we should be cleaning our classrooms every single day, wiping things down, sweeping the floors. Like cleaning is so important. Wiping the toilets, like multiple times a day, right? Like the bathrooms get so so they're not great, right? We all know it. I mean, they're little, they're learning how to use the bathroom. So we should be wiping those down. We should be wiping down our shelves. If it's nap time and you've got little ones sleeping, clean, wipe things down. Like kids are going to get sick because they're building their immune system. Like we can't stop little ones from getting sick. I know I'm running tours. People would be like, well, we just don't want our kids sick all the time. Well, I'm so sorry. But when they're from 0 to 5, they're building their immune system. But we need to do our part as providers. Like we need to provide a very clean school. We need to be sanitizing. We need to do our part just to help our students not to get overly sick. We can't help it if they catch things, but if you are teaching in a classroom that is dirty, that doesn't present well. We should be sweeping and cleaning. And yes, they're going to have snack and then it's going to be a mess for a little bit and they're going to be taking toys out. We should be teaching our students also to help clean up. Let's put our toys back. Clean up, everybody clean up. So that's what I mean about touch. Like, is your facility, is your home daycare, is your classroom, is your whole school, how clean is it? Like if someone would do the white glove test on a shelf, like, is it going to be black or is it going to be clean? Cleanliness is so important. And that's what elevates you to become the best of the best. And these four senses rule, if they have a title now to it, is literally kind of like the core of what the outside of my program is like. Like it's just like my core values, I guess you can say, of running and operating and thriving for the long haul. Like I just published my ABCs of Preschool book, operating and owning and thriving for the long haul. And these are four key elements that I've used for all these years that now I just kind of have a title to it. But I firmly, like highly believe in it. Sight, smell, sound, and touch. Like take an honest look, step back right now at your classroom. Like, how does it look? And maybe you can't see it because you're in it all the time. So you don't recognize it. Maybe you need to have someone else come in and take a look for you. That's a good idea. Maybe have a friend come in, and if you're own the center, like have someone else come in and take a look and give you suggestions. But step back, like how does your center look? How does your home daycare look? How does your classroom look? Is it clean? Is it organized? Is it calming and not like crazy colors and like stuff everywhere, overstimulating? Is it a warm, welcoming site? Like, is that what people see when they walk in? How does it smell? How does your classroom smell? How does your home daycare smell? Does it smell like warm cookies and coffee? Does it smell like apples? Does it smell like flowers? Like, what does it smell like when people walk in? Sound. What is new clients and our current clients, what do they hear when they walk in? Do they hear screaming and crying and chaos, or do they hear music and kids laughing and enjoying themselves? And touch. How clean is your center? Have you not mopped the floor in a few weeks? So cleanliness. And again, you know, sometimes it's helpful to have someone else come take a look, right? Like even my own schools, because I have directors now, so I'm not at my schools every day because I'm coaching, I'm doing, podcasting. My role in my company is shifting and changing to like help others succeed in their schools. But when I go and visit, like I may see things sometimes that my directors don't because they're in it, right? Or even like the classroom. So like if you're teaching in that classroom, you may not smell the poop for a while because you're in it. And so you need that extra eyes and that extra person. So ask for help, have someone else look. But these are keys, I truly believe, to being super successful for the long haul, elevating yourself to be the best of the best. So, those are my four senses rule. If you visit my website, thelovingstartway.com, put your email in, I have actually a guidebook with this written down with notes you can take. Um, yeah, I just think that it's so important because you want your clients to walk through the doors. You want your families to have the warm fuzzies. You want them to fall in love with your center. You want them to know their child is safe, their child is loved, that it's clean, that you're taking care of their whole well-being, right? There's joy, there's laughter, it's clean, it's organized, it looks fun, it looks cute. Like we want people to feel the warm fuzzies when they walk in because our classrooms, our centers are extensions of us. And our little ones are there Monday through Friday. They spend a lot of time with us. So we want to provide them with the best kind of atmosphere. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for listening to this week's The ABCs of Preschool, the Four Senses Rule, a classroom guide to the warm fuzzies. I hope that you like this episode and take a look at your own classrooms if you're an educator and see where you are on that with the four senses. So enjoy your week. I wish you just a fabulous week. Visit my website, thelovingstartway.com, if you want to work with me, or if you want to check out the community, especially if you're an educator. I'm telling you, we are saving you so much time in that community. It's amazing. So have a great week. I'll see you back here next week.